podcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the GenXtra podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back to the GenXtra podcast. This is episode 223, I believe. Steve, welcome to the show. We have no breeze today. We got no breeze.
No Joe today.
Yes, no.
I will be playing the part of Joe for the evening.
All right. Well, you gotta bring that breeze energy. We're gonna miss it for this one.
Yeah.
So, all right. So for this show, we have a plethora of stories here. Actually, a lot of ones that Breeze found. So we're gonna steal a bunch of his stories and use them for this episode. But before we get started, we are gonna jump into National Days here in just a second. But before we get rolling, my wife and I just started a TV show tonight. I want to give a media recommendation for it. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's called Motorheads. It is. Yeah, it's not what it sounds like. Like, it's not like some gearhead, motorcycle. Yeah, it's. Do you remember Ryan Phillippe?
Oh God, that sounds familiar.
He was in Cruel Intentions.
I recognize the name though.
Yeah, I mean he was big in the 90s, but he's in it. Yeah, you would recognize when you saw him, but he's in it, and it's like this family moves back into their mother's hometown after not living there. She moved out as a teenager, moved back. Dad's not in the picture with their two teenage kids, and Ryan Phillippe is the uncle in the situation, so dad's brother. And it's just, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a really good show. We were kind of at a loss for finding something to watch, and I saw something on Facebook or YouTube or something about it. I'm like, well, let's give it a try. And we were totally hooked after the first 15 minutes. It's just a really good show. So if you're looking for something new, I would definitely recommend it. Very well shot.
I sort of am. Just to mention, I did finally finish the 100, and I have to say that I absolutely love the show, even though it got pretty weird in the final seasons. Yeah, a little out there. I think it's one of those. It reminds me of the show Lost, where there was that joke that the show was appropriately named because the writers were definitely lost after season 3 or 4.
Yeah,
it was such a hit, and they weren't expecting it, and so they're like, "Shoot, where do we take this now?" And that's what it felt like with the 100. Wow, the show is really popular, but we didn't expect it to go this far, so we'll just start throwing whatever at the wall.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely been a handful of shows that have had to go through that where, they just kept getting renewed for more seasons. Like we didn't write past season 2, so we just got to start making some stuff up here, I guess.
Right? That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
I think that's why people love Breaking Bad so much, because Breaking Bad wrapped it up at just the right time, because you could tell it was okay, this is definitely, where do they go from here, right?
That show was so good. Did you ever watch Better Call Saul?
I watched the first season of it, I think. I don't know if I finished the first season, but I definitely saw a couple episodes. I heard it definitely got better as it went on. So
it was a little bit slow at first. Actually, I tried watching it because it came out shortly after Breaking Bad was over. And it was the Frasier, it was Frasier, the spinoff of
Cheers.
Cheers. So if you don't know what Better Call Saul is, it was the Saul Goodman, the lawyer. It was kind of his story. But yeah, dude, it got so good to I don't want to take anything away from Breaking Bad because it was amazing in its own right. But in certain ways, I almost like Better Call Saul better. The story was so good.
Really?
It was so good. Because you remember Mike, the bodyguard?
Yeah, Jonathan Banks.
Yeah. He played a huge role in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there were so many people that came back and, just kind of telling this story alongside of it kind of caught up to, where Breaking Bad was. And it was really good. But yeah, if you've never seen that, I would definitely recommend that. If you're a big Breaking Bad fan, another recommendation would be El Camino, which was
El Camino.
Netflix. Yeah, that was really good too.
I felt like that was that was needed. It kind of really wrapped up, without giving anything away, it really wrapped up some key questions and stories, and things like that. So I definitely appreciated El Camino for what it was.
Which I thought was cool because it was just a movie form.
Yeah.
Of like that last bit of story everybody kind of questions on. Like what happened to Jesse?
What happened to Jesse? Yeah.
But
it's kind of cool too because it has like some flashbacks that fill in some of the gaps from the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to see, remember Todd, you kind of see how messed up that dude was.
Yeah, dude, his character was like, I don't think anybody could have played it as good as he did. I don't know the actor's name, but
I can't. Was it Jesse Plemons?
Oh, I think it was that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's married to Kirsten Dunst, but anyway, I don't want to detract from that, but yeah, like I loved how he was. Jesse the character described her. He's like this, deadpan, doe-eyed dude that just like
very calm.
He seemed like a nice guy, like he's like apologizing before he like murders someone. And anyway,
yeah, great show. Anyway, we could talk about that all day.
Yeah,
but let's jump into national days here.
Yeah.
So now I have to take the reins on national days because Breeze is absent. Today, day of recording, which is Sunday, June 1st, which, by the way, yesterday was the anniversary of the big Pennsylvania tornado outbreak. Do you remember that May 31st, 1985?
I don't, but interestingly, the house that I grew up in was actually ripped completely off of its foundation during that storm.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And they built up. And so in 1985, they rebuilt it. And there's one room that I remember we always called the tornado room and it was kind of like downstairs. It didn't really have like a traditional basement where it was like deep underground, but it was a basement for lack of better terms. We just called it like a family room. But there was one room in there. It's called the tornado room. And it was called that because it was the only room left standing after a tornado just went right through there and just ripped it out.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, like, there had to be like an outbreak of like storm shelters. I guess around here there's a lot of basements, but yeah, I couldn't imagine the panic that kind of hung around for a long time after those tornadoes, because they're not that common in this area. Like we get them every so often,
right?
But that particular day, 40 years ago, was pretty horrible. Like they recorded like F4 and I think it was F4 or F5 tornadoes, like huge ones, like massive tornadoes that were just they're relocating people's houses.
I mean, big enough to rip a house off its foundation.
Yeah.
God, I remember, living in Meadville or just outside of Meadville. Just, there was always like, I think it was tornado watch meant be careful because there might be one. And then tornado warning was like, there's one, better get underground, right? And the worst part is when you hear that and you're in your car, which definitely happened to me. I don't even remember where I was driving, but just it comes on with like the emergency siren or whatever, and it's like tornado warning. There's 2 miles or 1 mile from say from Meadville, and guess where I'm driving? Right through Meadville.
Yeah.
and then, like I start seeing branches like falling down on the street, and then the wind is blowing so hard, everything's like all the trees are like bent in half, right? And it was like something out of like one of those apocalyptic movies. I'm literally dodging branches and just debris and shit.
Did you catch a glimpse of the tornado or just the debris?
Well, it was just the debris. I mean, I wasn't exactly, sightseeing. I was trying to get the hell out of there and trying to get to somewhere where I could actually go indoors. Because I was far away from, either my own house or my a relative's house where I could like run inside and get, to safety in the basement or whatever. So yeah.
Horrifying.
Yeah. Anyway, Tornado Alley or Tornadoes 1985. Go back to that.
Oh, actually, that was even on the topic. No, I was talking about national days. June 1st, like I said, day of recording is National Barefoot Day. Yeehaw!
Oh,
yes, I guess take your shoes and socks off on Sunday, which is almost over. Yeah, you ever go around barefoot? I don't ever do unless I'm like in my living room.
I did when I was younger. When I was younger, I felt like I was always barefoot, and on top of that, I would wear sandals everywhere. but then as I get older, I felt like my feet, I don't know, just would start getting colder. So, especially like when I was sleeping at night, I was always just, barefoot, but now I wear socks, sometimes just socks.
Yeah. Did you ever watch, there was a survival show on Discovery called Dual Survival. Did you ever watch that?
No.
The two hosts, the original two hosts, one of them, the guy's name was Cody. He always went barefoot. And the other host at the time, his name was Joe. It would just make him so mad. Like when this dude would just be walking around like the Amazon jungle, like in snowstorms, in the desert, like everywhere you would definitely want shoes, he's barefoot. And I couldn't imagine like ever trying to do that.
Like a hobbit or something?
Exactly. Yeah, like I can't walk across my driveway barefoot. Like it hurts.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever stood in the snow barefoot or on ice barefoot?
Yeah. It doesn't take long.
It really hurts. Yeah. It doesn't just make you numb, you don't feel it. Like it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy was like, he's like, well, my, I don't know, whatever. He would use, like my mitochondrial something or other. He was like, I've trained myself to do this. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, you're still in the, 4 feet of snow in bare feet. But anyway.
How do you train yourself to, the Amazon jungle, how do you train yourself to like step on
thorns?
Thorns or any number of like critters out there that I'm sure would be glad to chomp on a human foot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Moving forward here. Tuesday, June 3rd is National World Bicycle Day. That's great. I guess so. Go ride your bike. Do you own a bicycle?
I do. I have one of those e-bikes.
That doesn't count.
I know. That's what it is. Depending on which side you're on, it's either, oh man, e-bike's awesome, or it's like, oh God, you're one of those.
Well, there's no cycle part of that. It's just the buy part. Yeah, there's no cycling.
Well, there is. Like, I don't have the one where you just, it's like a twist throttle.
It's like a moped?
No, it's not even that. It's just like it's motor assisted. Right. So, you're still pedaling, and it's actually kind of a heavy bike because it has.
Well, that is exactly what a moped is.
What a moped is? I guess it's a moped. I guess it's a fancy moped. It's a moped that you can climb hills with. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's got full suspension and everything. For perspective, my first car I bought back in 98, I think, or 97 was $1,500, and this e-bike was $6,000.
Damn, dude.
So it's like, you would think, yeah, maybe I would put that money to better use. But
everything's more expensive. Like, dude, we went through McDonald's like yesterday, today, I don't know what it was, but we don't go to fast food too often. But when we do, grab if the time or situation calls for it, we'll grab a burger or whatever. But yeah. I was feeling a fish fillet sandwich. That's what I was like, man, I haven't had one of those in a while. That sounds good. And it was almost $5 for this one sandwich. And I was like, my wife, Carrie, she's like, I know this. She knew it was going to bother me. And she's like, I'm going to have to hear about this for the next hour, aren't I? I'm like, yes, you are.
Yep.
Because
it blows my mind. Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh, dude, the sandwich, picture a fish fillet sandwich in your mind. You got the bun, okay, the cheese, and the fillet, okay?
That's awesome.
The square fillet, typically, the four corners of the fillet usually all hang out beyond the bun. All right? That's how you remember it, right? Yeah, not now. The fillet itself has gotten smaller. So only one corner of that small fillet was sticking out of the bun.
No.
Yeah.
And, so they really are square now.
Yeah. And now it's so small that they can't even put a regular piece of cheese on it because the cheese is bigger than the fillet. So they rip the cheese in half and they put a half a piece of cheese on it. Oh, dude, was I annoyed. I was so annoyed.
Well, okay. So fun fact, I used to work for McDonald's.
Me too.
And we were required to put half a slice of cheese. Even back, this was 1999, 2000. We were required to put half a slice of cheese on the fillets. So that hasn't changed.
Actually. Oh, okay. I just thought they chose to do that because the fillet got smaller.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even know why was it have to begin with? You know, I mean, would you want a piece of cheese on your?
I would prefer
it. I never understood that part, but yeah. I mean, speaking of, so back to the prices, like I remember there was so many things on the dollar menu. There was like the McChicken was on the dollar menu. The double cheeseburger was on the dollar menu. I think like a 6 or a 4-piece wasn't anything like that. But now, like there's this thing where you can like instead of a dollar menu, it's like you buy one off this menu, buy one for full price, and then you get another item for $1. Right? That's the new dollar menu. So you're buying a double cheeseburger for like $7, and then
so it's basically on top 2 for $8.
Yeah. I'm like, who is this fooling? You know,
nobody.
Of course, I still bought it.
Sure,
but that's because I wanted.
Like, do you remember Arby's used to be like? Arby's was the expensive fast food. Like, if you were feeling a little bougie and you wanted to get some good quality fast food, you went through Arby's. Now, like McDonald's, Burger King, they're all really expensive. Like, they're up there the same with everybody. But I think it was on our way home from like OBX or something. We stopped and drove through an Arby's. And dude, for 2 of us for 2 meals, it was like $26. Like, it's outrageous. It's gotten stupid.
It has. I mean, even we have Chick-fil-A out here, and I love Chick-fil-A. But I've seen over the course of just a couple of years, the sandwiches go from, I don't know, like $5 or $6 to about $8, more than $8 per sandwich, over the course of a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
You think inflation, you think, okay, over the course of maybe like 10, 20 years, right? But this was like over like 4 years.
Yeah, it's happening fast. Dude, Subway. There are subs on their menu for like $13 for one sub. That's a Subway sub. Like, think about like a Jersey Mike's, or like a bigger name sub place. Dude, they load those subs up, and like Subway's just very chintzy. Like, you don't get like a ton of stuff on them. It's just it's ridiculous that it's so expensive. But anyway, continuing on with national days. Yeah, I get sidetracked easily. All right, so Wednesday, June 4th is National Hug Your Cat Day.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You got kitty cats.
I got 2 of them. I hug them every day, but at least there's a day for that.
Yeah, they're pretty social with you though, right? Like, they come around you all the time.
Oh yeah, my cats are social around anyone, really. I mean, like, I have people over, and especially I have one that's kind of like they call it like a Maine Coon mix.
Oh, he's bigger kitty.
Oh yeah, he's huge, and he just has like no fear. People come over and he'll just come out and start meowing.
Yeah.
The gray one, she's a tabby, and she's a little more coy at first, but I'll give her a couple hours and she's out and about and checking things out. So, but they're both really, really super friendly and love humans.
Not our cat. He'll come out for us, but not with company. He usually hides. He's weird. Yeah. Thursday, June 5th is a National Hot Air Balloon Day. Yay.
Oh.
It was such a weird days, dude. Like, I don't know why there's a day for hot air balloons. Would you ever do one? Would you ever go up in one?
Would ever go up in one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would do anything once. But I was going to ask, when you were a kid, did you ever go to those shows like out by like Woodcock and stuff where they would, I feel like it was out there, but somewhere out there, like where there was, big fields, they would have the hot air balloon like shows or I don't know if they're racing or if it was just like an event or whatever. I just remember there'd be like 100 of them.
If it was racing, that'd be the most boring race ever.
Oh, I think they do race them.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like he's coming over the horizon.
Yeah. Still coming. Like, I think he's might be edging him out a little bit, like 4 hours later. Still coming. Like, yeah. Oh no thanks. But no, I don't think I'd ever get up in one. It would be cool, I think. I think if I had some sort of a safety net, like a parachute.
Like a parachute? Yeah.
Yeah, because like a little like I don't know how many hot air balloon crashes there are every year, but I just feel like if the balloon fails in some way, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, same with like a plane, but there's, I don't know. I mean, maybe balloons are safer.
I think they're less likely to fail. I think because it's a very simple concept. They're just trapping, a whole bunch of hot air, which of course lifts the basket off the ground. You just control the temperature. I think this is how it works. You just control the temperature of the air inside, and that, that changes your height. Which, because I feel like there's less mechanical, less moving parts there, right? Less things to possibly fail. But then you see all these commercials, cartoons where hot air balloons just like pop.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing, but yeah, you're right. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if the fire mechanism broke, you would just slowly descend to the ground. Like you wouldn't plummet. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it once. All right, let's see. A couple more here. Saturday, June 7th is National Bubbly Day. Little champagne. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You a fan of champagne?
Have you had champagne that you like?
No, I don't like any of it.
Yeah, I've never liked it. Not even when it mixed with something else.
No, like people do like champagne and OJ, like mimosas.
Yeah,
that makes it more tolerable because the orange juice flavor. But no, dude, like champagne all by itself, like it's a New Year's tradition. It's the only time I ever take a drink of it, and I just never look forward to it. It just doesn't taste good.
Yeah, it's always horrible, and it's like the first thing you do when you bring them the New Year is you drink this terrible drink.
Yeah, you're like, here is a drink that tastes like ass. Enjoy. Happy New Year.
It's like, how about a beer? You know?
That's about what I've been drinking the entire night. I'll just have some more of that. Yeah, no. So anyway, yeah, that was it for National Days. So let's move. Oh, this story here too. You're not familiar. I was talking about this before we hit record. Sydney Sweeney, you know who she is? I think you said you didn't know, right?
His names sound so familiar, but I can't picture her or tell you.
She's kind of coming onto the map. Like she's definitely gotten bigger in the last few years, but she was in the first season of White Lotus. She was also in that movie with the dude, something about not better be not you. No, that's not it. I'll find it here in a second.
I'm Googling her right now.
I think it's called Anyone But You. I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, Anyone But You. You're right.
Yeah, and I can't remember who was the co-star, the guy. He was just in Twisters. He was in Top Gun. Glenn Powell. Yeah. Anyway, so Sydney Sweeney. Now that you know who she is.
Yeah.
She just came out with a new bar soap line. It's limited quantities. I think she's making it was 1,000, maybe 500 bars. But the soap is made with her bath water. Yeah.
With used bath.
Her used bath water. Like she took a bath, got herself cleaned up in the tub, didn't drain it. They collected the water. And now they're going to mix it in with these bars of soap. That sounds disgusting. I don't care whose bathwater it is. I don't want it in my soap.
I'm just kind of thinking if there's different versions of this soap, depending on
how dirty she was.
She was. When she took it, what if she farted in the tub or something? Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like little gassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had post 5K fragrance. God.
Yeah. The after gym sweats.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Post Pilates.
Oh, that's perfect. Post Pilates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No thanks. Yeah. So yeah, I would not buy that soap. That's weird.
Right. How do you mass market that?
That's exactly how they're mass marketing it.
Well, I'm sorry. How would you mass produce that? I guess you can't. Right?
Oh, you could.
You have to live in the.
Nah, you just have to. She would just have to bathe, just collect the. Dude, they could just put her in a giant thing of water, dunk her in
a pool.
Yeah,
dunk her in the pool.
Have her set up a little bit with some soap, clean herself off, and there you go. You got it's bath water. It's bath water.
There you go. Sydney Sweeney's flavored bathwater.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking if she hired employees, and they all just taking baths, and she just puts her foot in just to say, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, no, the social media comments are all over the place, man. People are some people are kind of excited about it. Most people are not excited about it. This is gross. All right, so
you'd buy it, wouldn't you?
No, it's disgusting. No, I would not want anybody's bathwater in my soap. All right, so moving on to some of these stories that Breeze found here. We're going to see what he was up to. Let's see. This one says, Florida man. Where was this at anyways? NBCPalmSprings.com. Florida man nets 56 pounds of cocaine during a fishing trip. I'm going to pull up the article. A Florida family on a charter boat off Collier County made an unexpected catch, 56 pounds of cocaine, concealed in a package the size of a microwave oven. Initially mistaking it for an alligator or life jacket, one of those two, the captain realized...
so similar.
Yeah. The captain realized it was illegal drugs when the white powder was discovered. You think he stuck a switchblade in it? Like in all the movies.
Like, how do you discover that? He's like, I'm just gonna
do a little gummer. Do a little gummer. Cocaine with an estimated street value of $625,000 was likely washed ashore by recent storms. The family reported a fine to the Coast Guard, making the fishing trip one to remember for all the wrong reasons. So there you go. If you found, I'd have to turn it in. Would you turn it in if you found that much cocaine? What are you gonna do with it?
Well, I can tell you a few things you can do with it. Not that I know from personal experience, which I totally do. But anyway, you can cut that part out, right?
It's pretty late.
Anyway, I think I would turn it in, but the temptation would be there to maybe not be entirely accurate with how much I found.
Yeah, because I guess it'd be risky because the part of you thinks it's worth over $500,000. It would be really risky to try and start selling it, because I wouldn't want to become like a coke dealer.
No. Selling is where you get caught.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you'd have to be
parties.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, welcome to the party. We have our beers over here. The pile of cocaine's right there. Come on, enjoy yourselves.
Oh, dude, that's every Hollywood party anymore.
Really?
Oh God, yes.
No, I don't know. I don't go to those kind of parties, I guess.
So perspective. I moved out here from PA. I say out here, I mean Southern California, in 2009. So technically, I was still 26 at the time, about to be 27. And I moved into a neighborhood down by the beach. And I think,
sorry.
I think within the first week, I think it might have been the first weekend I was here. My roommate / friend was like, "Hey, my coworker invited us to a party." I was like, "Cool, what good way to meet people in this new neighborhood that I just moved into." And we go to this party, and I'm expecting, the usual, just beer. This is back when people smoked a lot more, I think, regular cigarettes. So I was expecting that, and of course that was there. But I remember walking in the door, looking over at the coffee table, and just seeing this white powdery substance spread out in, some neat little rows. And I kind of nudged my buddy. I said, "Dude, is that
cocaine?"
And he's like, "Yeah, it's blow." And it's just nothing, nonchalant. Yeah, it's blow. I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Well, should we be here right now? What if the cops come?" And he's like, "Oh, dude."
And that's what I was thinking too. I'd be like, I am out of here.
Oh, I was freaked out. And then so everyone at the party gets wind of the fact that I've never done it before. So all of a sudden I'm this cocaine virgin or something, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, you got to try it, man. You got to try it. You'll love it." And I was scared shitless, of course. And so I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing drugs. I don't want to play around with that. So of course I did some. And it was interesting. I turned into the combination of Jeff Foxworthy and David Blaine in one character. I was telling jokes.
Tell me you weren't doing magic.
Doing magic tricks.
You were doing magic tricks?
I was doing magic tricks and telling jokes the entire night. And I was cracking people up, and I was doing the dumbest card tricks and whatever, but people were just eating it up. And so it turned me into
were they actually good, or was it just because they were all high on cocaine?
Who knows?
Yeah, all right.
all that matters.
All I just imagine if it was a scene in a movie, you go down as regular Steve, and you kind of go out of frame, and you hear the sniff of the cocaine, and you come back up and you have like a magician's hat on. Like,
yeah, and a Jeff Foxworthy beard.
Yeah.
We're like, let me show you a little card trick. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh,
that's funny.
That's
Are you
great.
embarrassed about that? Or you...
No, not at all, actually.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, I felt like a hero that night. Like everybody loved me after that. And then we got invited to some more parties, and we did some more things, and it was fun. But I mean, honestly, that was like my first year out of California. It was like, okay, I'm out here. I'm still young. I'm single. It was kind of like my time to just be wild, right? Kind of like the equivalent of like, I never did the whole thing, go back in the woods and drink, while your parents don't know where you're at kind of thing. I never had that, like, I guess, sow your wild oats experience, right? Back in Pennsylvania. Because back in PA, it was like school and college and living out in the boonies where I had very little human contact other than like parents and my brother and sister. So this was a chance for me to be social and do illicit things and have a little bit of fun. And that was my first year. I mean, it was a combination of like new experiences and really like just
yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the like when kids go off to college who have been kind of sheltered from all that, and then they get the opportunity to kind of like cut loose, with no parents around, and they do. And sounds like that's what you did.
I did. Yep.
When you were telling that story, it kind of reminded me of this story. This is embarrassing. I don't know if I ever told this story on the show. This was, I want to say like I was maybe 18. I think I was 18, 17 maybe. But anyway, we were up at our friend's cabin. It was like a cabin on the lake. And they had like pontoon boats and stuff. Anyway, we were kind of hanging out in the pontoon for a while and made our way back up to the cabin. And we were hanging out. We were, drinking, underage, of course. And
of course,
I was having this moment I was sitting on the couch, and for some reason, I don't know why, but all the guys were like hanging out we're all hanging out in our boxer shorts. I think it was very hot, and we were just kind of chilling in our boxers. Not a big deal.
So are you like 12-year-old underage drinking or like 19?
No, I was like 17 or 18.
Okay, so all right, and you're sitting around just guys?
No, there was girls there too. Yeah, a few girls were there.
Were they also in their boxers?
No, they were not. Oh. They were still in their regular clothes. Okay. But again, like I said, I'm not sure why. We thought it was funny. We were drinking. It was hot. And we're like, let's just all hang out in our boxer shorts. They look like shorts, whatever. But okay. I was doing. And I was very intoxicated, so I don't really recall exactly why I was doing this, but I was doing some kind of a physical like impersonation of something on the couch, and my friends across from me thought it was hilarious, and they kept egging me on to do it again. I kept doing it, and I was just getting this wild reaction out of them, and I'm thinking to myself too, I'm like, this isn't that funny. I'm like, I don't know why they're laughing so hard. Well, fast forward, okay, the next day. I'm at home, and the boxer shorts that I had on, I had taken them off, and I just happened to notice, I glanced at them, and there was a very, very large rip in the crotch of them.
No.
Yes.
So, your boys were hanging out, were they?
Apparently so. And dude, the immense laughter that I was receiving all came back to me, and it all made sense in that moment. I'm like, now I know why they thought this was so goddamn funny. And I was just like, I was horribly embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you sons of bitches. Like,
I could see that, because what makes that what makes that even funnier is that you weren't aware, and they were.
I know. And they never even told me.
Great friends.
I know. Yeah. So that was.
I thought there was going to be a whole story in there somewhere.
No, that was
either in the back or but the bottom though. That's.
Yeah. No. Just the goods were hanging out. I didn't know it.
Or I thought you were going to tell me that one of them pantsed you or something.
Yeah.
While you're up there in front of the girls. But.
Do you ever have any like embarrassing like high school stories? I'm sure I have more.
I do have one actually. So I was in theater.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You're a theater boy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was one of those, and there was this one play where there's a couple scenes. I remember I was Edgar Allan Poe, and there was a couple scenes where it was just me, and we had this like this back line that was supposed to be like, I guess like chorus parts, right? Like they would, I don't know how to explain it. Like they would repeat a line that I would say, or we would say it together, so it sounded like fuller or like stereo.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway, the start of the scene, basically, like I'm standing kind of like, there was like these little risers, right? And I'm standing in the middle, and there's 3 girls. They were all girls that were playing this back line. There was 3 of them on this riser to my right, and there was another 3 on my left. So I'm surrounded. I'm basically in the middle. I'm surrounded by these 6 girls, and they were. I mean, to me, they were definitely attractive, but I was, I wasn't known for having many girlfriends in high school, so really anything would have done back then. But
sure, yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna get to why. This is one of the reasons why I never had girlfriends in high school. But so we're just in rehearsal, right? And I'm standing there, and I'm just like, for some reason, the scene isn't starting. Like the director has to go do something, right? Like she's talking with the stage manager or whatever. We're waiting for the scene to start, and I don't know if it was just nerves or whatnot, but like my stomach just starts kind of like flexing, like tightening up, and maybe it was nerves and I was just like antsy or something like that. But my stomach was just kind of like tightening up. And one time when it tightened, it forced a fart out and it was like dead quiet, right? Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And the girls had been talking this entire time, and all of a sudden they just all stopped. And it was like this second. I mean, it felt like an eternity. It was probably just a couple seconds, but it felt like 10 seconds of like silence. And then all of them just start laughing their asses off. Just, I mean, they couldn't even start the scene. They were laughing so hard. And I was I was beet red, and I remember telling them, I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell anyone. So of course they told
everybody. Yeah.
They told everybody. The next day I came, I come to class and go to school and be like, they were like, Steve, your stomach feeling better, man? Did you get some Beano in you? Oh man. Yeah, that was rather embarrassing. And I remember too, there was this one girl that I did like that I wanted to ask out. And
oh no!
There was a couple of them I wanted to ask out.
Did it ruin it?
But no, because lucky enough, well, this kind of messed up. But fortunately, she had to miss enough like rehearsals that she got dropped from the cast, so she wasn't there that night. Okay. And I was like, so I still had a little bit of a chance there, but yeah, that went around the school really quick.
Yeah, I bet.
I think by now, I'm just think it's hilarious, but at the time, I was pretty mortified.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, just ripping a gigantic gasser in front of all the ladies.
Yeah, it's one of those experiences you don't forget.
Yeah, I bet not.
They don't let you forget either.
Telling the story now. Yeah. Oh no, God no.
Oh yeah. I guarantee you, if I went to a class reunion and saw one of them, they'd be like, "Hey, you remember the time we
you farted backstage?"
Yeah.
Like, I haven't forgot. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, actually, you know what, Steve? I think we're going to call this one a little bit shorter than normal.
Sure.
We just kind of ran out of stuff. That's a good way to end it, actually, too. I like those stories. Those were fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's call this one. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. Steve, thanks for taking the second seat. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next Monday.